Nice.
Hello?
Okay, so now we got Sweden. Chinese players playing Sweden. And Chapeeka is playing as the Portuguese. So Portuguese, nasty Civ to use against the Swedes. Yeah, I like the Swedish. I like the Portuguese for Black Forest nothing because of their stuff, but as far as dealing with them as my opponent, I don't like them that much. You know, having all those extra town centers around, not fun. Definitely not fun. So, yep, this should be a good matchup here. Generally speaking, you're dealing with two civs that really cares about map control. With Swedish, they want to get their torps out onto the map like crazy. With the Portuguese player, they want to get their town centers out onto the map very quickly, you know? Using those free covered wagons to select really strategic points on the map to have a TC on. So yeah, it's going to be a kind of an interesting one to see if extra town centers beats torps or vice versa. Yeah, good hunt placement by the way, so this way the torp can auto-gather from the bison as well. Torps are no ordinary houses. They can auto-gather resources for free for you. They can gather from mines, they can gather from berry bushes, they can gather from trees, they can gather from huntables, and they can gather from herdables. So, really anything. This torp can really gather from anything except late game resources. So it can't gather from a mill or a farm, but it can gather from everything else. Sweden also got some gold, looks like. Chapeeka also got some gold. Portuguese always starts with Vitorias for their card. Allows their town centers to trickle food, wood, and gold. In a little small amount, by the way, but it's helpful. And obviously, as you get deeper in the game and more town centers, obviously that trickle is going to be bigger and bigger. Who gets the treasure here for the 85 wood? Portuguese get the 85 wood. 85 wood. That's pretty good. It's quite good, actually. And it looks like both players get a trading post. Quite good, I think. It'll help them both with their shipments, honestly. I didn't know with Sweden in 1v1 that trading post was such a prominent idea. I was always assumed, it's something I do in my team games with Sweden. I always go for the double, triple torp on the mine because I'm thinking of trickle, 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 trickle like that from all the resources. But I guess in the end, going for a trading post is valuable. Or it could be because we're on Great Plains. Because in Great Plains, kind of like when we saw the Ottomans earlier, this map gives you the luxury of having the trading post right outside your base. So it's not as much of a risk or a gamble. Because if a player does want to rush this thing, your base is literally around the corner that you can supply an army to fight that. So absolutely, I think in that sense, you're pretty much in great shape with going with the TP on this map. Absolutely. Picking up the wood treasure first, and then it's going to come back for the XP treasure here. Age up will be the naturalist. That's Sweden is the civ that the naturalist is the most popular politician for. Gives you a few free villagers. Also gives you some cows. And the cows are quite nice because you can actually gather those cows with the torp. The torp can gather the cows for you, so you don't even have to have your vills do it. You can let the big fancy houses do it for you. Now we're at the phase in the game where the Sweden player will chop wood and try to build as many torps as they possibly can around these mines, right? Because the torp can gather from the mine, and then every torp that you build produces a free berry bush and will gather from that berry bush as well. So it's like a bunch of little mini temporary factories churning out food and gold usually for you if it's done right. You could put it on a tree line too, but that's something you really don't see on a map like Great Plains. It's pretty uncommon. Looks like the Portugal player is also aging up now, going for a fast fortress. Yeah, Portuguese, they really like their fast fortress because they have an extra incentive to go for a fast fortress. Not only do they get the benefits of their cazadors and dragoons in H3 and their organ guns, but as you know, free covered wagon with Egypt means Portugal then gets to become a 3-town center Portugal instead of just a 2-town center one. So the faster Portugal can age up, the better off that they are, because that means more TCs, more map control, more boom potential with multiple veil queues. Obviously, Fiteria's trickle is going to be slightly upped as well, so that's where you gotta look at that. Ooh, wow. Sent the Annex card there, the Dominions card. Basically gives you 4 Torp wagons pretty much, makes them sturdier. They can receive home city shipments and they can gather from crates too. So yeah, basically if you want, you can actually set up your Torps to gather the crates for you, so your villagers can actually stay on whatever task that they are on. Which potentially, if you're trying to go for a lot of hunting or mining, could be quite helpful to you, because then you'll just let the Torp do the work for you, basically. And I think the fact here that gives you 4 Torps, kind of nice in the end. Because, well, do the math. How much are you really getting from that as far as wood value? Well, it would be about 560 wood. Quite nice. And it looks like the Swede has done a good job with map control. This is exactly how I would... Oh, look at this. He's got the foundation right on top of the Torp. This is hilarious. Look at what's going to happen there. Look, he's going to try to build the town center right on top of the Torp, but it's going to be canceled out because he's already got a building there. Wow, this is horrible. Look at that, and he's going to know that his covered wagon is there too. Oh, he's chasing it with his Explorer. Look at that. This is so good because now the Sweden player knows where the town center is. Oh, he figured that out and he decided, all right, I'm going to stick it right there. Okay. So now, Swedish player knows where the town center is. It's right near his Torp. Allows him to basically attack this one a bit easier now if he wants to. Yeah, that's basically going to happen. Where is he on the Torp numbers right now? 2 more and he'll be done? Yep. Alright. Gotta watch out though. It looks like the Portugal is already popping out shipments. 8 halbs. Again, 3 organ guns now. Still has another Cazador. Has a Cazador shipment, a Dragoon shipment, Ronin. Even the Traban card in H2, so it's not going to be easy. Going for the Halberdiers first to try to siege all these Torps down. Good idea, you know. The more Torps you can take down, the more it's going to hurt your enemy. Because the Sweden ended up going with Engelberg Ironworks, which means that they are actually slicing into these mines 100% faster now. So these are some really, really good structures here. Yeah. Sending the Minutemen after the Halbs to try to kill them all. Oh, he had a native scout there too to try to act as a bit of a cannon fodder. Oh, okay. Sweden is also aging up now. They can get their Falconets, their Caroliner shipment. They got a few options there. They're starting to queue up the Caroliners right now. And then they'll back it up with 2 Falconets, it looks like. Very nice. We'll give them a sort of a mix between anti-heavy cav and a mix against infantry at that point, so that should be great. Okay, so Falconets. Alright, so 2 Torps are down over here. 2 other ones are also going to be pressured, it looks like. Minutemen are going to come up from the side here and try to get some free picks on these Halbs. As many as he can get would be great. But yeah, obviously as soon as he knows he's being shot, he's going to try to chase you off. But now here comes the Caroliners, so now he's got some real military here with some HP to take these Halberdiers out on. Oh, but we got to push down here now. The Traban card has been sent in to back up these organ guns. So Falconets, let's see what the micro is. Gets 1 organ gun down. Can he get another one down? Nope. No dice. So he's got 2 organ guns and he's got some Trabans here. Organ Gun should be able to clean up the rest of these Caroliners, but now they got another bad. Oh, he's going for the Quick Saber ability there to rush the Organ Guns with. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, basically Caroliners get ability, big button ability where they can temporarily stop shooting. They'll pull out their sword and go into a quick rush of units and run very quickly at them, so they can attack them with their saber. That was a good strike there. Was able to finish off an organ gun that way and thus remove some of Portugal's aggressive momentum. Now though they got Cazadores, you'll need some sort of Hussar to deal with that, which looks like it's being shipped in right now, conveniently. Veteran upgrade for Caroliners as well, so you can have a good backbone range unit to use there. I like it, quite good. Also has the Dragoon shipment there as well, I believe. Has he sent the Dragoon shipment in? Yep, 5 Dragoons, and also queued up a few extra ones as well. Looks like he's going full Dragoon at this stage, in anticipation of Cavalry probably. From the looks of it, Hussars have connected with Cazadores, but the Caroliners are firmly going to try to shoot these guys out. 2 Dragoons are down, in fact, so it looks like some Dragoons are indeed being dropped right now. But all the Hussars are gone. Dragoons did their job. I don't think you've got the Caroliner numbers right now to keep pressing on these Dragoons. Portugal is also going to get a fort. I think the fort is going to be in a very similar spot that he's at. Put his fort in, take a choke point, make it hard for Sweden to move around and counteract you, you know? Caroliners effectively scaring off these Dragoons here. He's got to do as much defense as he possibly can to make sure that his villas don't get broke by these Dragoons, because obviously Portugal is going to be booming up with 3 town centers at this stage, so quite the villager economy there, the deal. Resuming pressure on the Torps with the Dragoons now, and warding off any potential Caroliner protector using Cazadores. Right. Also, the Portugal's going for the passage to Nippon, passage to Japan. Gonna get 5 free Ronin Samurai there. From that card, he did have to cough up, I believe, 1,000 gold for it, but it's totally worth it since those Samurai will siege like crazy. Sweden shipped in their 10 Jaeger contract cards, so now they got 10 Jaegers they can use. And they can train Jaegers from the barracks now, too. So once they get a surplus of gold, Jaegers are now on the menu as a unit to keep making. Up, last Torp is down in that spot, quite nice. Jaeger's get a nice shot on the cat. Wow, good snipe. Again, yeah, another one, great. Also is going to pick up the snap block. It gives Caroliners 3 additional range, so they can effectively become a much better range fighter with a range of like 15. So almost out of a crossbow, so it can definitely hit a lot of targets then. Look at that good strike on those Dragoons too. I like that. The problem is though is you have nothing against the organ guns unless you go forward with your sabers again. Here we go. Organ gun down. All of them down. That was a good coordination there. And I feel like that puts Sweden in a great position because he just lost like 1,600 gold there. That's really big. Losing 1,600 gold. Really scary. That's gonna. Where's Portugal at in terms of resource? So they got a surplus of gold because of their Vill boom, but hey, that was still pretty good knockout there. That's going to keep their surplus down at least. So yeah, that'll be quite good for them there, I would say, for sure. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to push from there for a little bit, and we will see which of the two ends up winning out in that battle pretty much. Yeah, quite good. Very good. Alright, so Carolina's there, Yiga's there. Trying to see positionally where all the military is. Carolinas are going to... Oh! He tried sieging with the samurai. Ah, that's not good, because now these fast-moving Carolinas can now try to hunt the samurai. That's a big way to waste his 1,000 gold that he put into these Ronin. Be very serious, yeah. Wow, another push on the... Oh boy, this is pretty good. He's taking out a ton of Orgagons. Now he's struggling for gold there. No, he's struggling pretty good for gold there. It's pretty insane, honestly. 100%. Insane. Yeah. Yep. Wow, he's pressuring this town center really good here. He's going to actually get it down. Oh no, Ville's being exposed. What is going on? He's getting hit in every spot here by the Sweden. He's not even able to protect his Villes anymore. He's like leaving him out there and going whoop whoop. Oh man, that's pretty big. Well, what does the Sweden have as the next step? Is he gonna go for? Probably go for some mass gold there. Maybe get some copper mines or something else. We'll see. Oh, he's going. Yep, he's going for those copper mines. He's gonna get a ton of copper mines out. They can put on some of the. Well, you know what he can do? He can put copper mines up in his base, and then he can put torps on top of those, so he doesn't have to go out and basically go after those external mines anymore. He can just do the ones that his TC cover fire can deter from being attacked. Which I think is a great strategy. That's the thing I think that makes Sweden pretty good. Not only do they get the torps that can gather the mines, but when you run out of mines, you can get more mines somehow. So torps continue to serve a godly purpose. That's why you always see players going after torps like they are right here. So they can cut down the Sweden players' food and gold acquisition. Quite nice. Alright, we'll see if the Portugal can pressure properly here. Oh, that was an unexpected turn. See, I wasn't paying attention to how Sweden's resources were dropping. And believe it or not, the Portugal, because of their well-established village of boom, were actually able to maintain an economy so robust that they were able to keep up with the organ guns and eventually get so much that the Swedish player, with his strategy of using the caroliers, was not able to keep squashing the bugs, so to speak. So, yeah, that just shows you how dangerous Portuguese really are, regardless of how skilled you are, because they can keep squashing and squashing and squashing you every time you try to go in there and basically fight those. Yeah, no, that was crazy.